push all those buttons. Okay, well, welcome everybody to Yin Yoga. I'm so happy to be doing Yin with you tonight. So we're coming up on a new moon, the last new moon for the winter season. So it's an end of a cycle of this winter season, because then we have right after that the spring equinox. So with new moon energy, now it's not until I think Saturday, but it's, I'm already feeling that oh my gosh, something new is happening. And it's so important to sync up your body with the rhythm of nature and what's happening out there, rather than fight what is going on in nature. So new moon energy is about setting intentions. So it's a really powerful time to set intentions. And if we think about intention, what is an intention? Well, it's a seed. It's a deep seed that comes from the heart. So it doesn't come from the ego mind. It comes from the heart. And then it's transformed into a thought. And then if we put attention and focus and energy towards that thought, then that's when we can see that intention realized and manifested and become reality. So I think now is a really good time to have this intention just in your awareness, because otherwise we just kind of go through the motions, and we might go off course and start doing things that don't really matter to us. So just having intention in your awareness, and that's the teaching for tonight, is just being intentional with your breath, intentional with your movement. And my intention for this class is to open the hips and the heart. So let's begin. We're going to begin laying on your belly. So make sure that you're comfortable. You might want a blanket on your yoga mat. And we're just going to lay on the belly and get really grounded before we start our class or before we start the first posture. So taking your hands and stacking them, and you can just rest your forehead on your hands and walk the legs out at least mat width apart, and start to breathe into your belly. Just feel the wave of breath fill up your belly and your waist and your low back. Enjoying this therapeutic belly breathing. Sense the ground, Mother Earth under your body, and relax into her. And then take your awareness into your heart, just breathing at your heart center. stabilizing your heartbeat, your heart rate. Invite in the earth energy into your heart. Grounding and centering your heart. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, exhale out. Deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, exhaling. Inhale and exhale. And then slowly start to engage the muscles of your neck as you lift the forehead and your head off your hands. And let's come into Sphinx pose. So bringing the elbows underneath your shoulders. And you can take your block and if you'd like, rest your forehead on your block. Relax the shoulders down your back. And invite your glutes to relax. Your thigh muscles to soften. Breathe down your legs to the soles of your feet. And then breathe down into the earth. And just rooting yourself into the earth. Still feeling and watching the breath, listening to the breath. Feel yourself focusing on the breath. Staying present with each breath. Feel that gentle squeeze at the low back. And then going into your heart. Connecting to your intention seed. What is your intention for this week? Just feel that intention seed bubble up and then turn into, it transforms into a thought. It might be something that you're really surprised by. Or something that you've already been working with since maybe the beginning of the new year. Bring it forward. Breathe into it. And just feel yourself working with your heart, collaborating with your heart. Deep breath in through the mouth, exhaling. And slowly start to engage the muscles in the neck, lifting your head off your block. And let's lower back down to our hands again, stacking the hands. Switch the hands, so the opposite hand on top. Breathe into your low back. 5 deep breaths here. Feel the hips and the pelvic bowl make room for the breath. And then our next pose, we're going to come into child's pose. So just pressing back, knees wide, toes, big toes touch. And you might take a prop underneath your chest or your forehead. Stretching out the low back. And your hips, the tops of your thighs. Relaxing the shoulders. Watching the breath at the navel center in your belly. And the intention of yin is to relax the muscles so that the energy flow can go beyond the muscles into the organs and the connective tissues and the joints. Feel the ground supporting you. As you melt your body into the earth. Breathing your intention in and breathing it out. About 5 more breaths here, just really listening for the breath, keeping yourself present. Breathe all the way down into your tailbone. Take a deep breath in and exhale out. And slowly slither your body forward, coming up into table pose. Giving yourself a little bit of movement here. Inhale for cat. Exhale for cow. Hammock the belly down, heart forward, tailbone up. Inhale, cat. Exhale, cow. Inhale, cat. Exhale, cow. And then coming back to neutral spine. And then just setting up, we're going to set up for the next posture. So we're going to take the block horizontally across the shoulder blades. Now you might need something for your head. So a small pillow or a small blanket there for your head. And just slowly lowering yourself down onto your block. So the block's right at the shoulder blades. And then you drop the head back to your blanket or a small pillow. And then we're going to take the soles of the feet together and the knees out wide. And then turning the palms of the hands face up. relaxing into it as best as you can. Feel the chest stretching. The shoulders melting down towards the earth. Opening the heart, opening the hips. Closing the eyes, and focusing on the breath wave right at the heart center. And imagine that breath wave rippling out through your whole body. All the way out into your auric field. Oxygenating yourself. Full breath in right at the heart center. Feel the chest expand. Feeling the wave of breath. You might be guided to stretch the arms out a little bit more, or maybe over the head. About 10 more breath cycles here. Feel the heart physically opening and energetically opening. Deep breath in. Big breath out the mouth. Open the mouth. Exhaling. Slide the hands back down towards your thighs and bring the knees together and your feet on your yoga mat. Just take a moment here. The palms are down, face down on your yoga mat. Take a breath in and a breath out. And then you're going to just slowly drop the knees to the right. Let's roll off the block in your fetal position. So use the right arm as a pillow And just take a moment there. Once you've rolled off your block, breathe into the space between your shoulder blades. Just kind of feeling the after effect. Maybe you can feel some warmth or some energy flow, some vibrations around the back of the heart. And then just press yourself up and just grab your block and then lower yourself back down on your back again, feet on your yoga mat. And we're going to now take this block and we're going to slide it. So the medium setting, let's try the medium setting. Slide, lift the hips, slide it underneath the sacrum. I'm just getting really heavy here. So we're going to open the front of the hips. The palms rest face down on the ground. Maybe your knees stay bent. Some of you might be guided to slide the heels forward, straightening the legs. So this one, we won't stay as long. But let's just open the front of the hips here. Relaxing, feeling the earth support your posture. See if you can get even a little heavier in your shoulders. Experiencing the breath in the low belly across the hips. Working on the lower energy centers of the body, the root chakra, the first, second, and third. So attuning and balancing these energy centers in the body. The root chakra being located at the pelvic floor. The space between the pubic bone and the tailbone. And the color is red, earth red. So visualizing this earth red color located at the base of the tailbone, filling up this whole area. Beautiful earth red color. So we can balance our chakras very quickly with intention. And then moving up to the low belly in the center of the body near the spine is the second chakra. And the color is watery orange. The element is water. See if you can melt a little bit more towards the earth. And take a deep breath in and exhale out. If you've had the feet go forward, start to slide them back so the heels are under the bent knees. Press into the feet. Lift the hips off your block. Remove the block off to the side and lower the hips down to your yoga mat. Take the knees into the chest. Hold the knees and let's rock side to side. Just using your body weight to massage your sacrum and low back. Feel yourself exploring your body, being in your body. Taking deep breaths. And then just give yourself a squeeze here. And let's drop the knees and roll over to the right in fetal position and press back up to table pose. Moving mindfully. And having your block out in front of you, we're going to come into lizard pose now, getting more into the hips. So from table pose, hands and knees, step the right foot outside of the right hand. And let's just take a moment here to circle the hips. Deep breathing. And now, so the right toes are facing forward. Let's see how deep you can go, just really slowly walking the left knee back or sliding it back and sliding the hips straight down towards the earth. And so you might remain here up on your hands. And you can just drop the head. You don't have to hold the head up. Or you might take your block and lower yourself. See if you can go a little deeper onto your forearms. Be really mindful. Press into the front foot. Let the hips drop down towards the earth. And then breathing at the belly, the third chakra. The element is fire. The color is yellow. Located in the center of the body, near the spine, at the level of the navel center. Attuning and balancing this main hub of energy at the belly. Energy is sent from this hub point in the body all throughout the body. You can think of it like the sun with many, many energetic rays around the circumference. And now we're going to keep the legs, but just add a little bit of a side bend here. So walking the hands over to the left a little bit. And just see how that changes the stretch for you. You might go down onto the forearms. Three more deep breaths here. Note the air traveling through the nose. And then come back up onto the hands, remove the block, and come back towards center and draw the hips back as you slide the right knee back for table pose. And just listening to the body, you might be guided to move in a certain way. Just give yourself some counter pose. I'm just circling my right knee around, just moving all that energy in that right hip. And then when you're ready, from table pose, stepping the left foot outside the left hand, the toes are straight forward. Circle the hips 3 to 5 times. Breathing into your hips. And then coming back to center, let's draw the right knee, slide it back in space. And the hips slide down, straight down the center towards the earth. Note the differences of this side. Might require more props or less props. Just feel into what you need here. Maybe you remain on the hands. Maybe you try to lower yourself down a little bit. Keep pressing through that front foot. Softening the palms of your hands. And just breathe the earth energy up through your feet, up into your legs, up into your hips, up into your low back. Breathe that healing earth energy into your lower body. And then if you're on your forearms, go back onto your hands and let's take a walk with your hands over to the right a little bit. Just feel that stretch in your low back. Maybe you go down onto the forearms. Just releasing the tie-ups in the low back. Two more deep breaths here. And coming back off the block onto your hands, walk back to center with your hands and draw the hips back, slide the left knee back under your hip, table pose. And just take a moment here, give yourself any counter movement that's calling to you. And then from table pose, we're going to walk the knees over to the left and then come down onto the right hip. And you're going to slide the left leg back. So you have both legs have 90-degree bends in them. So, and now this is a twist and a hip opener. So we're squaring our chest and our heart to the front of your yoga mat. And you can feel the stretch in the right glute, in the hip. And now, if you can, lower yourself down. And you might want your block for your forehead. It's just it's a different variation, but it targets, just like pigeon pose, it targets that area, but we're giving ourselves a nice twist here as well. And still, even though the heart is facing the ground, just visualize your heart open and balanced, energized. You can visualize an emerald green color at the heart center. We're halfway through this posture. Maybe you might explore removing the block, lowering down a little bit more. Pull the belly in and up at the end of every exhale. Squeezing out the toxins from the organs. Feel into our collective energy of this class. Tapping into this yin energy. The yin energy relates to the moon. Just feel us all practicing in this virtual classroom. Just tracing back that intention that, oh, I'm going to do yoga tonight. And here you've manifested it, it's realized. And let's start to lift the torso up, come back up onto your hands, nice and slow. And then let's come into table pose. So coming back to table pose and just swaying the hips side to side, feeling the differences of your hips. Maybe circle the hips back to the heels, just feeling into the hips and all that energy in there that you're activating. And then from table pose, slide the knees over to the right and then sit down on the left hip and the right leg draws back, both knees bent. Extend the spine out of the tailbone. So lengthen the spine as you lower yourself down. Deep breathing. Balancing the throat chakra. The color is blue, sky blue. Just breathing at the throat chakra, located at the center of the neck. Just breathe there. That's going to balance it. Visualize sky blue. Feel your body energetically coming into balance. We're halfway. Note the constant stream of breath. Take a deep breath in through the mouth. Exhale. Another deep breath in through the mouth. Exhale. And start to slowly lift the torso up. Swinging that right knee around and coming into your table pose. Circling the hips. And now we're going to set up for another back bend. So taking your biggest prop towards the top of your yoga mat. And lying down. So make sure your low back is supported and you just take it nice and slow. And so I'm going to give you, before you do that, I forgot that I wanted to do something. So either you can do again, soles of the feet together, knees out wide, but some of you might want to do frog pose. I'm sorry, saddle pose. It's where it's like upside down child's pose. So you sit on your heels or you would sit on a block. And so just kind of see what you need there. You can sit on the heels or the heels can slide out and be by the hips. And then slowly lower yourself. Scoop the tailbone. Slowly lower yourself down onto your prop. Now you might need something for your head. Of course, you can always give yourself another blanket underneath your neck. Feel into what feels right for you. And relaxing into it. Breathing at the third eye, the space between the eyebrows. Spiritual eye, the spiritual window. Breathing there. Clearing away anything that's keeping you from seeing the truth. Just breathe there. Balance and attune this sixth chakra. The color is purple. Relaxing the muscles at the forehead. All this chakra balancing is being done with your intention. Sending the energy there, sending the breath there, balances and attunes the energy center. Feel into your heart. Feel your calm heart. softening your neck. Take a deep breath in and exhale out. So start to come out of the pose, just really gently, slowly, keeping yourself in that meditative state, that more yin energy. And then stretching the legs out, pedaling the legs. Just take a little bit of a forward fold here. You can bend the knees if you need to. Sealing in the practice. And then slowly lowering down for your Shavasana. Lying flat or using any kind of props that you need. A couple breaths, breathing at the crown of the head. Visualizing a white lotus flower there, receiving the energy of the universe. And it's flowing down the central channel of your body. Restoring all of your energy centers in your body. Balancing you, mind, body, spirit, soul. And rolling to the right in fetal position. And pressing up to seated in your meditation seat. Eyes closed. Sitting nice and tall. So feeling that end of the cycle. And the beginning of a new cycle. Breathing in and out your intention. Hands in prayer. Bowing to your heart. connecting to the light of divinity within your sacred heart. And we bow to this light within and this light that exists in each one of us. May this light continue to guide us. Namaste.
Thank you, Biffy. Have a good night.
Oh, you too. You're welcome.